I greet you, my P5 class. Once again, my name has not changed. I'm still Mr. Monica John, who is going to take you through the other part of immunization. Last time when we were discussing, we looked at childhood immunizable diseases. We looked at different diseases and their signs and symptoms. But today, I want us to look at a new subtopic, that is other immunizable diseases. Class, we have childhood immunizable diseases, but we also have others that are not childhood, but they are immunized. They have a vaccine. They have a vaccine that is given to prevent them. Think about those. Now, what are those other immunizable diseases that can be immunized, but they are not in the group of the childhood ones? We call them other immunizable diseases. Mention them. Try to ask your brother, what are those diseases? Thank you for discussing with your brother. Now add mine. If you find that it has told you something that is on mine, retain it. But if it's not the one, if it's not what I'm going to talk about, then you cross that one and go with mine. Now, we have them here. One, we have cholera is immunized. Two, meningitis. 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 We have rubella. Rubella is also called German measles. It is also called German measles. When somebody has German measles, he develops bigger rashes that are not like the one of the childhood, the measles that children suffer from. Then we have yellow fever. My friend, it is also immunizable. It has a vaccine. Typhoid is also immunizable. Rabies, when a dog bites you, you get which disease? Rabies. Rabies also have a vaccine. Then we have smallpox. And then plague. Sometimes we call it bubonic plague, the one that is spread by rat fleas. Let's look at cholera as a disease. What are you going to mention for me in this lesson? What do you need to understand? One, you know the germ. Think about the germ that causes cholera. Think about the signs and symptoms of cholera, then how cholera spreads and how can it be controlled. Think about those things before we continue. Yes. Cholera is caused by a bacteria, type of bacteria called Vibrio cholera or Vibrio cholerae. Vibrio cholerae or Vibrio cholera. Then it is spread through drinking dirty water. Do you boil water at home? Try to check. Ask mommy, do we boil water for drinking? Let her teach you how to boil the water for drinking and where to keep it. Eating dirty food. When you eat dirty food, you will suffer from cholera because it will be containing the Vibrio cholerae. It is also spread by house flies. In P3, in P4, the teachers taught you about the 4F's germ path. Write them in full and see how people can get cholera. These are the signs of cholera. When somebody has cholera, one, he has what we call severe vomiting. Severe vomiting. Somebody vomits severely. When we say severe, it means too much vomiting. Then severe diarrhea. Diarrhea that cannot, after every second, you develop diarrhea. Then a person develops dehydration. A person develops dehydration. And once a person develops dehydration and we have not controlled dehydration, that person can die. So cholera is a very dangerous disease. That's why they developed a vaccine for it. So how can we control cholera? One, proper disposal of human wastes, the feces, the urine. How do we dispose? Where do we take the urine and the feces? Boil drinking water on daily basis. Covering and reheating leftover food. If you ate food and you left some on the plate, don't just begin eating it. Take it in the oven. Let it be reheated so that the germs can die. Now, after dying, what will happen? The germs, you will not get diseases as you eat. Wash hands after toilet use. Some people, after the toilet, they just run out. They go and play football, they jump around, they forget that they came from the toilet. Then another thing we can do, washing hands before and after eating food. Why do we wash before? To remove germs. Another thing is, why do we wash after? To remove the food particles that might have remained on your hands, that can attract the flies. Another one is by immunization using cholera vaccine. Immunization using cholera vaccine. I'm not going to leave you without an activity. Please do this activity for me, and I'm going to get you back. We shall discuss, we shall go through this work, and we see who has done the work and who has not. But it's very good. I would advise you do it. And I'm coming back to go through with you.